of suffering, of instability, of wars, to a new Sudan. That when I come to Khartoum, أنا كنت في جيش السودان عقيد as a senior rank ومحاضر كمان في الجامعة. And whenever I go, one time I traveled from Juba to Khartoum, وزميلي عقيد زي asked me, قال يا جوني جيت السودان بتاني. This is a true story. I don't want to mention his name, but he knows himself. Doesn't mean قال لي جيت Sudan meeting, and I had just come from Juba. That Sudan is unmaintainable. So that's one objective. Betal Haraka. I have conceptualized this in the form of Venn diagrams in models. I'll show them shortly. That's one objective. If we can succeed in doing this, a complete overhaul, مش engine بالعربية كان بقى بطال خالص، مش في حاجة اسمه overhaul. في السودان ده يعملوا overhaul. ويكون في complete transformation. If this can be done, that would be best. However, if this cannot be done, the only way, of course, in which it can be done is for there to be complete separation, constitutional separation of religion and state. Because you cannot have a just Sudan within a theocratic state. But in all the peace talks that we have held with the regime in Khartoum, the regime in Khartoum has consistently argued that they cannot separate religion and state. They say it is in the nature of their religion. I say fine. Then let us establish a Sudanese Confederation as a form of unity, where those who want religion and state to be combined can have their state. And the rest of us, who would want to respect religion that been separated from the state, have another state. And still there will be free movement of people, goods and services within that kind of arrangement. It's a realistic model that is short of the new Sudan, Mabior have the new Sudan, and that is short of independence for the component parts of the country. But it's a model that can end the war, so that we can put our lives together and still work for the new Sudan, or work for the alternative outcome of independence for the component parts if a new Sudan is untenable. It's a realistic model. We have been criticized for it by people who religiously worship a united Sudan. Why would I be interested in a united Sudan that discriminates me? No, it's not religion. Nobody would stay in a situation that discriminates him or her. And so the second objective of establishment of a Sudanese Confederation is a necessity imposed by the intransigence of those who want to have their cake and eat it at the same time. They want the unity of the country and they want an Islamic state. These are mutually exclusive. You cannot have a united Sudan and an Islamic constitution. They don't go together. The third objective is the exercise of the right of self-determination. The interim period, which is model 2 in my Venn diagrams, is followed by an international supervised referendum on self-determination to choose between two options: continuation of the Confederate Union and its improvement, or 2, full independence for the component parts of the country. Now that is also an option. For at the end of the interim period, people will decide whether this form of unity, and we have presented all this in all our in all our negotiations with the government in Khartoum. We have said that you accept constitutional separation of religion and state. If you don't accept this, then let us agree that we have fundamentally disagreed on this issue. So that we call this disagreement, we call it an agreement. Because you cannot base a political agreement on a disagreement. We've got to find an agreement. And so on the issue of religion and state, if we cannot separate the two, and respect the two, respect all religions, then let us agree that we have fundamentally disagreed. It's a simple thing. In the West, in the Western world here, it is called living together without getting married. We propose not marriage, but living together. The subject of negotiations then would be how to live together during the interim period. At the end of the interim period, we will decide whether to continue this form of union or complete an effective divorce.